In this chapter, we'll head to Nagano Province to ski the Japanese Alps before returning to Tokyo and exploring Hakone. And then we'll wrap up the trip and head back to the US. The Shinkansen connects Japan super well, and it's also just a magnificent machine. I've rambled a lot about the Japanese public transport so far, so I'm not going to repeat myself again, but yeah, super cool machine. And eventually I arrived in Nagano. Hello, so I am now in the city of Nagano. This is about 2 hours by Shinkansen, out in the mountains. And yeah, I am excited to see what the vibe is like versus Tokyo. So far, it seems like there's a lot of skiers that come through, which is why I'm here, to go skiing. It also seems that a lot of people come here from work, so yeah. Good morning, y'all. So today is a very special day in that I'm about to head to Hakuba, or Hakuba is probably the more accurate pronunciation. Apparently, this weekend, the valley is seeing a pretty legendary cold front rolling in. So there's a good chance that we're gonna get a huge dumping of snow out there. So I'm really excited to see what the Japao is like. I'm just now getting packed up here in the room, and then I need to go catch a bus. So my stay today will be at a authentic Japanese guest house called a ryokan. Traditionally, ryokans have onsens attached to them. I don't think this one does. But yeah, I'm excited to see what the accommodations are like. Apparently they're also fairly well known for making their own soba noodles in the facility, so yeah, let's go check it out. After a night in Nagano, I took the bus over to Hakuba Village, where I would stay in a ryokan, a traditional Japanese tea house. Here, I would make my preparations to ski. The wonderful thing about Japanese snow is that it's very fine and powdery. Something about the winds from Siberia make the snow texture very, very fine. Lots of skiing to do here. I bumped into some folks back from the US, specifically from Colorado, and we hung out a little bit at the Summit House, and then we skied together. I know I look like a gremlin, but yeah, it's been another powder day, and we're going skiing today. Should be fun, but the powder is just beautiful. It rolls out of Siberia and comes over here to the Japanese Alps. So, yeah, a little pre-ski snack and we should be on the slopes. And while I was out there, we also had a major storm roll in, absolutely dumping powder on the valley. Hakuba Hapa One was one of the coolest ski experiences I've ever had. Something I noticed was that the ski runs were all rated a little differently from the US. For example, in the US we go with green, blue, black, and double black for our rating. In Japan,
they go with green, red, and black. What that meant was many of the slopes were steeper, yet still rated intermediate. And I took lots of falls with the rental skis. But still, it was like falling into a cloud. Now, I don't advocate for heavy drinking, but, you know, having one or two makes certain things a little easier. And after all the skiing was said and done, I went to an onsen, a natural hot spring. Note, going into an onsen requires being fully undressed, so the camera did not come with me. I'm about to walk into an onsen. I can't show you what happens afterwards because, well, it involves taking off all your clothes and bathing with people of the same sex. So, here we go. All in all, the experience in the Japanese Alps was very therapeutic, and I'd highly recommend visiting the mountains on any travel list for Japan. Just to remark on the politeness of people in Japan, after leaving the craft brewery, the lady that was working behind the kitchen, she personally came and introduced herself to me, and then she opened the door on my way out. It was very fascinating, but it just goes to show people are very, very polite. I had recorded a bunch of footage from Hakone after the ski trip, but it unfortunately turned out rather shaky. So here's just a quick look. Eventually it was time to wrap up the trip though. I'd only taken a week to come out here, but in doing so I learned a lot about the world and the way people live and work. In fact, I'd even go as far as to say I have things I'd like to be more diligent about in my professional career as a result of this trip. Japan is beautiful, clean, efficient, and a place I would recommend for anyone seeking to immerse in a society defined by its integration of culture and serenity. I caught my flight back to the United States to start preparing for the next big adventure. My purpose is to wander. My purpose is to push myself and to explore new horizons. And I intend on fulfilling that purpose and documenting it to bring it to you. Thank you for watching, and please hit that like button and subscribe if you'd like to see more.